Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Swordhaven. We've reached the outskirts of the city where there appears to be a lovely marketplace, and soon we will be perusing the wares and I'm sure making purchases, maybe even trading the odd thing here or there. For now though, we are going to ignore this older gentleman standing outside the tavern, because once we engage him, we will gain a sense of urgency. And the things that I'm about to do will make less sense under that kind of situation. For now though, we're just going to follow the path towards the city gates themselves, which appear to be barred by a group of soldiers. A stocky sentinel, his billhook decorated with a single crimson plume, blocks the way forward. "Step no further! We're not allowing anyone in or out until that bally cockfight is done." I've never heard of cities closing down due to blood sports. Hang on, no. Let's not be flippant. We could go, just my luck. Or, in this case, I think, I am a Waidlot on an important mission. Let me in this instant. "Easy there, Ginger Snap." He leans on his weapon like it's a staff. "Holler all you like, it won't change a thing. Not since Kaos the innkeeper found out someone's been messing with his wine shipment." He rolls his eyes in annoyance, and especially after the old goat accused Lumgar, the chief of metal workers, of being the culprit. You know, accusations like that can lead to a real conflict. "You're damn straight. A bleeding street war is brewing. Both sides are threatening to call their guild buddies and extended family from the city to join the fray." You know, we could say, well, that's just bloody brilliant. Swordhaven is a trade port. Think of the profits you're losing by closing it off. Blasted fate, what sins I commit for the dragon to punish me so? Or just sigh, but say nothing. "Go introduce yourselves to the rest of the newcomers at Kaos's Inn. It's a nice place to lay low, unless those Smelter's Row bozos set it ablaze one of these nights. Or if you can't abide sitting on your hands, you could try fixing the situation," he smirks. "Well, you certainly wouldn't be the first. Lastly, we're offering a special one-time toll for more affluent citizens, but it's going to cost you." Looks around and lowers his voice. 1,500 dinars. I can script go half of that? No, I can't. Alright, I can look into this dispute for you. Where do you suggest I start? A shrug of honest ignorance. Wasn't what you were hoping for, but that's what you got. "Well, you could question the resident Grumbletonians, Kaos's Inn, or Lumgar over in Smelter's Row. The bigwigs also sent a fella to investigate, but I haven't seen his face for a few days now. You might look for him at the watering hole on Smelter's Row." Who's the investigator? "Some bloke from a rich family. Pilnvar, I think his name was. They don't grant high offices in the Patrician Guard to allow to lowly tradesmen and shopkeepers like us." Why do you think he's visiting the labourers' pub? "I don't know, it just makes sense since he obviously failed at the job to go on a bender from grief." "Right, where can I find Lumgar?" The guard explains to the best of his ability where to find Lumgar in Smelter's Row. He should be at his smithy near the river. We've blatantly stood outside it in the previous episode. "Could you point me to the labourer's pub?" He shows the approximate location in his pocket guide to Swordhaven. It's literally just back down the road and on the left. Thanks. Anyway," he sniffs loudly. What else do you need?" "Well, not at the red feather. That's an interesting decoration on your weapon." "This thing? He blinks at the bright red feather. I wrested it from a beast's tail. They call his lot doom feathers. Fearsome creature. And the one I put down was the fearsomest of all. Where did you fight it? Out at this one marsh. Damn, I forget what it's called, but the beating I gave that overgrown chicken was legendary. That is truly a feat of valour. Hey, if you say so. He looks quite pleased with himself. A believable tale for sure. Now I must be off. Just don't be a pest, and you and me'll get along like bread and butter. I was just hoping to get his name, but okay. So let's head back out. And there is an inn, a merry old inn, beneath the old grey hill. Is it Grey Hill? Pretty sure it is. Anyway, let's head into the inn. See what we can find out about this whole situation. There's a chap here we could speak to. Another one.
Nice and smooth.
I'm trying to avoid some experience points at the moment, so I'm going to speak straight to the innkeeper and ask him what's going on. Who? A mercenary? Even wearing armour, no less. 2 of them, in fact. Perhaps he's hired them to protect the place. The plump publican bows with one hand over his heart. Dragon be praised! How can Kaus, the innkeeper, help you, sister? He sounds rather gloomy. Oh. Dragon be praised. How can Kaus, the innkeeper, help you, sister? He sounds rather gloomy. You sense his thoughts are far away. He sighs and looks past you at the door. Excuse me if I seem absent-minded. I've had a lot on my plate lately. Yes, I understand you've been quarrelling with the head of the metalworkers lately. Did the gate guard send you? Aye, that Lumger. If that's even his real name. He's a real piece of work, I'll tell you that. His workers, more like drunken lowlifes, were making trouble at my inn even before the wine barrel debacle. Oh, well, how were his workers causing trouble exactly? I'll tell you all about it. Lumger's goons barged in one day and began laying into some peasant lads drinking quietly in the corner, calling them goat fondlers and shit like that. They ain't the most imaginative bunch, as you can imagine. Then I blink and poof, they're all fighting like a bunch of savages. It was pure pandemonium. A bally pig even darted in from the street to add to the mischief, but when the guards finally arrived, every one of them disappeared like a banished spirit. That is, except for that sozzled farmhand from Clamreach. I think. I was glad the guards cleared him. The real culprits were those no-good metalworkers all along. Wait, that drunken farmhand from Clamreach, that sounds like Traniotta. We've met him. Right, what happened on the night of the incident? Oh, it was a quiet one. Most of the guards had retired to their rooms. I was chatting with a farmer who'd stopped in the outskirts for the night. I didn't hear a sound, so Lumger's hireling must have been nimble as a cat. Well, that's hard to imagine given the crew he works with. Any road, when I heard my watchman Sarg hollering, I thought the barbarians had finally come to destroy us. He slams his fist on the counter. But nay, with neighbours like them metalmongers, who needs invaders? Interesting. Well, I'll leave you to your work. See you around. That Lumger's gonna get what's coming to him, he mutters under his breath. That's not the greatest situation for things to be in. But we can't get into the city until this matter is resolved. So we haven't had an update from this conversation just yet, but it seems bad. Maybe we should go and see what Lumger has to say about this. But you know what? Since we're going to be here in the outskirts for quite some time, let's take a stroll through the marketplace. There's a food stall here, some kind of alchemy stall. Looks like weapons, more weapons and shields. No shields. But more generalized equipment. A man in bright lilac or lavender who's shouting about threads and cloth, and someone called the Salt Merchant, who would be incredibly useful if we're looking to make some rations. Here. Oh, there's a clown. Looks like a circus. Let's say hello. Few things clash as starkly as a scowling face and the jolly garb of a circus performer, yet the woman you are approaching perfectly captures this contradiction. Bunch of Nimrods sticking up for the chief Nimrod. Oh, honk honk, I'm Alata, the jester, and I never pester. You don't seem very merry to me. Well, I am. She strikes a pose, arms akimbo. Honk honk! Come, Malata, tell me what's wrong. You're quite the busybody. How fine. If you really want to know, that cruel rogue he-whore has been stealing my lines. She feigns an interest in her nails before glancing back at you. But when I call the coxcomb out, everybody rushes to protect him for some reason. He-whore? That checkered costume wearing, line stealing, big word speaking bastard. He's the bane of my existence, the pesky little troll. Ah, it must be this gentleman here. What do you mean he's stealing your lines? Him and me introduce the acts during the show, but whenever it's my turn, he races out and hollers his lines over mine. She shakes her head with a sad jingle. Leaves me all flustered and waiting in the wings. Literally. We'll raise an eyebrow like Roger Moore. Then he'll tell me you weren't quick enough. Folks like his fun, squeaky voice better. That sort of bullcrap. How am I going to make a name for myself when he's constantly drowning me out, huh? I see, yeah, that must be quite a problem. So, that's the story. You know, I could go speak to him for you. Well, maybe if you said you were an audience member and asked why he can't ever give the charming lady jester a chance to talk, he might get the hint. But let me be clear, you're not getting any kind of reward for this. We carnival folk are poorer than dirt. She pretends to give it a bit more thought. Unless you accept cheap kisses as payment. As a woman of the cloth, that might not be necessary. I can ask some questions first, Alata. We're not from these parts, so I don't rightly know what I can tell you. Alright, we'll shrug and take our leave. Have fun! That's what circuses are for!
Okay.
Alright, you, he-whore, of a harlequin. Weirdly brawny for his role, the young harlequin ambles lazily across the circus grounds. You miss my performance, good woman. A royal shame, indubitably. How very lugubrious of you. You could say, right, what's your shtick anyway? Yeah, you can't get more lugubrious than that. Would you mind answering a few general questions? Or let's get to the point and say, you know, I've heard that a certain performer has been stealing someone else's lines. The sagacity! In all my peregrinations, I've never heard a recondite complain like that. He clearly doesn't know what sagacity means. Sagacity would be the character trait of one who is sagacious, like a sage, having much knowledge. He spits on the ground and mercifully switches to normal diction. That hussy Alata put you up to this, eh? Oh, that Alata! You know, you should let her... Yes, Alata, so you know how she feels, right? She's pretty upset about this. Hee-Haw hesitates before he replies. Maybe if she'd quit digging through my makeup with her grubby little fingers, I'd stop messing up her lines. He blushes for some reason. Is that really what this whole thing's about? Makeup? I'd better go speak to Alata. She plainly hasn't told me everything. He looks away. Back to the lady we go. Hope lights up Alata's eyes when she sees you. I spoke to Hee-Haw. As you recount your conversation for Harlequin, Alata grows steadily more furious. You gotta be joking. He's stomping on my throat just because I borrowed his makeup. Everyone in the troop shares their gear for performances. Maybe if our ringleader wasn't so tight-fisted, I could do my own set. But until then, it's a vexing necessity. Can you tell him that? She bats her eyelashes. Please? Oh, why not? I'll look into it if I have the time. Now, why can't you tell him yourself? He hates my guts! She looks you in the eye. But I'm sure he'll melt as soon as you talk to him. Okay, I'll do it if I have the time. I mean, I don't have much else. Can't get into the city at the moment. You're the best, says Alata. Have fun. That's what circuses are for. We'll see how much fun traipsing back and forth between these two is. Who are you? A woman we have not spoken to. That's alright. It can happen at some point. Where's he gone? Where'd he go? He's round the corner here, chopping wood. The Harlequin performs a gallant bow. Ah, my favourite collocutor. Collocutor? What that? As in colloquialism? Is it like interlocutor, which is the person you're talking to? A word that foreign authors were very fond of using in English a few years back for a short period of time. Alata says she doesn't have her own makeup and that everyone around here shares their gear. Well, so what? So what? Ah, come, my friend. If you have something to say, say it without fear. We've got 73 points of persuasion here. It's got to help. If you really must know, yes, I didn't used to mind sharing. Back then, there was a reason. A good one. Okay, carry on. The Harlequin straightens his back, puffs out his chest, and recites, The acrobat craves his heights, the lion craves his meat, but tonight all I crave is for Alata to be my heart sweet. For her I've longed for so long that I'd entertain her all night long. Oh God, for her I've longed for so long that I'd entertain her all night long. Rhyming heart sweet with meat is rough enough. As the final syllable sounds, he averts his eyes and waits breathlessly for your answer. You say, by the dragon, that was dreadful. Certainly was something. Don't indulge him. Oh, that was really heartfelt, you know. There was a certain beauty to it. Thank you. I'd wrote those same lines on a piece of parchment and slipped it into Alata's tent. I even put my name to it. But she never even acknowledged it. He lowers his head. So now you know my meanness stems from a broken heart. Only time will mend it. You know. Oh. That cruel harlot treating a man so poorly is inexcusable. Too bloody right. Treating anyone that badly is pretty bad, but maybe there's a reason. You know, perhaps your poem simply got lost. Gods, I can't imagine a more childish reaction than yours. Could you, I don't know, talk to her like a normal person? Oh, the plot thickens. Now I'm eager to hear what she says. Obviously he can't. So this is... It sounds supportive, but he's actually going to feel it as quite confrontational and pushy. And he needs to be comfortable to express himself. Well, the plot thickens. Now I'm eager to hear what she says. No! No! He gazes disconsolately away at nothing. I wanted to say dispassionately, for it's completely inappropriate. I know I'm not the man she desires, but by the dragon and everything holy, why does it hurt so much? Oh, mate, it really hurts. When she stands you up on your birthday, never acknowledges it, never apologises, pretends it doesn't happen, and doesn't even have the decency to tell you she isn't going to be able to make it, but leaves that to someone else to do. That really hurts. You know? Causes you to have the worst birthday in 11 years. But maybe she had her reason. A number of reasons, perhaps. Honestly, maybe she couldn't bring herself to say earlier, because she did look pretty guilty at a previous meeting. Yeah, I'm not talking about Alata now, am I? Let's just leave that there, because honestly, it hurts. It would be nice to get some kind of understanding. But hey, she wasn't able to do it last year, at least, because it was the wrong day. So at least it was over a year ago now. It still feels pretty rough. Right, let's just head off then. He closes his eyes.
Nice and smooth.
And goes back to chopping wood, which I presume he opens his eyes to do. Otherwise it's very dangerous. Hope lights up Alata's eyes when she sees you. Let's see if we can at least sort things out for these two. I spoke to Hihor. Again. Yeah? What did he say? He's just a sorrow-seeking cad. Forget about him. New topic. I've written you a poem. Do you want to hear it? Why would we do this? Perhaps if we were playing the adventurer background or the bandit background. Not so sure it's in fitting with our Wadelot training. He admitted the real reason he's been acting out. It's because you didn't respond to his love poem. How did it go? Now, how did it go? What a bleeding poem! Alata's eyes grow as wide as saucers as she listens to your recitation. She is listening to what I'm saying, right? This is the first time I'm hearing about it, and... It's beautiful! Ah, his wee love note must have been discarded on accident. By the dragon, doesn't that utter fool know everything's always going missing in this pigsty of a camp? We'll wait for her to continue, and you know what? If a certain someone had felt unable to tell me she wouldn't be able to make it, maybe she was even more scared than I was. And honestly, that's difficult, right? I shouldn't blame her for being unable to tell me. I should hope that she finds it in herself to improve her life, you know. Maybe next time she's in a situation like that, she will be able to say what she needs to the other person, and it won't feel so bad. Let's wait for Alata to continue. I suppose we better talk it over, him and me. Yeah, go set the record straight. Hips rolling with every step, Alata marches towards Hihor, her eyes bright with purpose. You should have just given it to me straight, big guy. What? Your poem, silly goose. I must have tossed it out when I was tidying up. Really? I thought you... Oh, shut up and kiss me. I think they might need a little time alone together. Although they haven't headed off just yet. Alata gives you a friendly wave. Hello again. How are things between you and Hihor? She gives you a toothy grin. You know the old circus trick where way too many clowns jump out of a much too small cart? I might be doing that soon, 'cause Heehaw's decided to start a family. A proper dynasty even. And if that's all thanks to you cleaning the air between us, oh, congratulations. As for me, I need to get going. Have fun! That's what circuses are for. And away we go. We'll be back to the circus later on. But for now, let's go find Lumga and the investigator. And that bloody woman is causing those two a spot of bother.
Fine, I'll do it.
Hopefully they'll catch up soon enough.
Okay.
Right. So this is the metalworks. Let's head inside and meet the master, the forge master. I won't call him a master smith. He rather runs the location. Now, got ourselves a forge here and a woodwork bench. And there's a large mechanical hammer pounding on this anvil. Judging by this man's stern, no-nonsense demeanour, he's not someone to be trifled with. Lumga, head of the metalworkers, with a brief glance in your direction. I assume you're here to arm yourself. What do you do here, Lumga? He patiently explains. As head of the metalworkers, I oversee the production of metal ingots for sale and distribution, including those made from Baldur ore. The Swordhaven Patrician Guild has an imperial charter to produce and ship them back to the mainland. The Western Trading Company holds the charter for the mines. All under the patronage of High Wadelot, His Holiness Father Algemant. He bows his bald head in reverence. The dragon's representative and shepherd of Nova Draconia. Does that make yours the biggest position in town? Not really, no. I'm more of a hired hand. The Patrician Guild pays me and the other foremen to keep the operation running as smoothly as possible. Tell me about Father Algemant. His Holiness is responsible for dispensing the will of the dragon and upholding the laws of the Imperial Curia. After all, we are part of the Empire. By high decree, Father Algemant is sovereign over all of Nova Draconia. Though the Northern Barons seem to have little respect for his authority. I see. Can we get back to... We'll certainly nod. Nothing in particular. Anyway, my tongue's starting to swell from all this yakking. Time to do business or say your goodbyes. Hey, look, before I go, I understand you've been having issues with the innkeeper. Issues? Lumga's jaw tightens. That's putting it tightly. That pecker grabber fabricated the entire case against me. Why would I want to smash up his barrels? Kaus is already doing a fine job sabotaging himself by watering down his wine, penny-pinching miser that he is. You're saying he invented the whole barrel ordeal? Say, why don't you two see eye to eye? No, well, so you're saying he invented it all? Of course. I told that investigator chap the same thing. Why don't you two see eye to eye? He waves his hand. It all started when my lads got into a brawl with some farmers at his inn. Yeah, there was a witness called Traniotta. The village head who came to bail out one of the farm boys, and I compensated Kaus for the damage. Alright, a few harsh words may have been exchanged, but he made it out to be a way bigger deal than it really was. Come on, the lads work like dragon-darned mules. It's only natural they need to let off some steam from time to time. Besides, it's not like his crusty inn is some patrician estate. Alright, that's all I wanted to know for now. Let's move on to something else. Aye, under his breath. That good-for-nothing tavern keeper, I swear I'll challenge him to a duel one of these days. Now that'd be a sight to see, but hang on, let's just take a look at your wares. We can trade if you have the gold. So, I'm seeing steel, iron, copper, an infantry helmet, shoddy iron breastplate, rounded mace. So we're seeing lots of... How'd you do? Okay, so this is obviously the God and Dag. Literally German for good day. Right. Terrible multilingual pun there. Misericord. That should be a left-handed dagger, surely. Well, no, it can be right-handed. Killick. Looks like a scimitar to me. Reforged Greatsword. How does it compare to... Yes, it's an improvement. Bloody expensive, mind you. Bearded Axe. Ox-tongue Spear. Guisarm. Spike Knockers. And I can probably make pretty decent stuff myself anyway, but for now, let's just part with a few of these unnecessary things. If we just sell one of those, keep one for backup, because I can't remember if she has another one. That's not going for much, is it? Okay. Hang on. That's 2 to 12. 3 to 15. The economy is terrible. I should probably make a better mace for Brother Gintar at some point. Oh, that's much better prices than the 7 or 12 these were selling to for travelling merchants. So, town seems to be the best trading place. Now, what could we purchase? I mean, arrows, obviously. I mean, metal would make the most sense. Or we could just take the money for now. There we go. He glances over his wares and back to you. Farewell for now, good fellow. He immediately returns to his work. Right, let's head outside. We clearly have more investigating to do. Also, we should keep a lookout for that missing worker. And if early access has taught me anything about that missing worker, it's that he is not easy to find. There's a preacher here, a Wadelock. We should probably speak to him, actually. We might gain some experience as a fellow Wadelock. But for now, let's head into this drinking hole. Now, there's not a lot of people in here. There's a... just a tapkeeper, sure. Or this fellow. Oh, wait, there's another one over here. Hello. This man is so thoroughly intoxicated, it's a small miracle he still clings to something resembling consciousness.
Looky here. Who's gonna pour me a little something this time around? You?
We'll look him over. A fine broadcloth dress with a lace collar in the latest Muir-Ormian fashion, and a scabbard lined with pearlescent shagreen. This fellow is plainly no pauper.
Well?
Another soul taken by Fex's vile brew. Repent your thirst for spirits and seek redemption in the dragon.
Oh, please, sister. My eyes all groggy from the drink. A sermon would...
He gazes vacantly into space.
Yeah.
Huh?
Anyway.
He attempts to sit up straight.
See, says to me, hey, Pilvar, you better get to the bottom of this disturbance. And what do you think happened? Both sides are bringing me gifts.
He points to a cluster of empty bottles under the table.
How's a fellow supposed to concentrate?
Drunk as a skunk, yet neatly turned out. To Pilnvar. Did the Swordhaven authorities send you to investigate the Kaos-Lumgar conflict?
Kaos and what now? Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure, that's me. Indubitably.
He hollers to the barman.
Hey, Master Shopkeeper, another round, yeah? Master Lumgar and Master Kaos are paying.
Did every faction try to win you over with bribes? We could ask. Rub the bridge of our nose. I don't get why people do that. This isn't going to be easy. Look, can you concentrate? I need to ask you a few questions.
Huh? You said some...
Look, while I respect your right to indulge in mirthful debauchery, your pioneers in Swordhaven may not be so patient. When they come to check on your progress, your condition and the lack of results could be grounds for a fine or other, more physical punishment. Your silver tongue has penetrated through to the drunkard's heart. He gulps and shifts his mug aside, his inebriation seeming to drain from him drop by drop.
Yes, who are you, and what do you want from me, Mom?
Okay, let's see. I want to get into the city, but the gate is barred until this dispute between the innkeeper and the head metalworker is resolved. Or we could say, I might just be your best friend if you sober up and start answering a few questions. Yeah, let's go with that. Suddenly Pilnvar shakes you away, heads over and retches on the floor, much to the dissatisfaction of the tavern keeper. We could chastise him or just hope the vomiting subsides. We're not going to lay into him. After an uninterrupted minute of vomiting, oh, that's a lot of puking.
Merciful dragon, I shouldn't drink so much.
Are you quite finished? We're talking about the vomiting, not the drinking, obviously. He dabs at his lips with a silk handkerchief.
Yes, I believe that was all. Oh no, here comes another.
He winces fiercely.
Nope, false alarm.
He raises his tortured grimace at you.
Oh, all right, ask your questions, but please be brief. It feels as if Ugin himself was using my skull for an anvil.
What were you able to glean from the locals?
I prefer to skip Kaos and Lumgar, if you don't mind. Those two are more bent on seeing their rival punished than learning the truth. My best lead came from Master Kaos's night watchman, which makes sense since the incident happened during his shift. It's fortunate I interrogated him when I did. He shuffled off this mortal coil soon after.
What a strange coincidence.
A coincidence indeed. As far as I know, the old man died on his own. You see, he was fast asleep when the crime took place. The sneaky varlet we're looking for had already smashed several barrels before he finally awoke. A potent mixture of shame and melancholy overcame our woebegone watchman afterwards, and he succumbed to drink. One thing led to another, and not a day after we talked, he, utterly fuddled by liquid, fell into the city's moat and was eaten by the crocodiles that guard it. There's crocodiles in the city moat? Oh my. But he did manage to provide a lead, yes? He nods. When the watchman came to his senses that night, the evildoer immediately fled. The only thing visible in the dim morning light was his long copper-red hair. Naturally, I can't set out to find someone matching that description, and... Oh, no, there's no can't there. Naturally, I set out to find someone matching that description, and lo, there are exactly two persons in the outskirts sporting such fiery manes. One is a metalworker here in Smelter's Row, the other a merchant who peddles his wares in the market outside the gates. Well,
tell me about the metalworker.
He was my main suspect. He spreads his hands in resignation. But he has an alibi. He was in Swordhaven on the night of the crime and has multiple witnesses to confirm it. You can ask the scallywag yourself. He spends his days lollygagging down at the pier.
And what can you tell me about this merchant?
He's selling this and that in the outskirts, he shrugs. Has a proper vendor's license too, so he's as honest as far as that goes. On the night in question, he claims he was at his mistress's farm outside the city. I sent some men to ask around and his account checks out.
So there are two possible ne'er-do-wells and both are redheads.
It should seem so.
And what conclusion did you come to? He came to the bottom of a bottle, then the bottom of the next bottle, and the bottom of the next one.
He shrugs. It's either Lumgur or a saboteur sent by our enemies to sow discord. At this point anything is possible.
I see.
Now, if you'll excuse me, he turns lugubriously to the counter. Oh no, bring me some herbal tea. I need to wash every trace of your undragonly spirits from my body.
Brother Gintar gestures at the door. I believe we've learned all we can here, sister. Shall we go? Pilnar casts a quick glance at the two of you, but says nothing. Since you've become such good friends, would you mind answering a few more questions for me?
I'd love to, but I need to gather my thoughts before continuing my investigation.
Oh, at least tell me who you are.
I'm a seller of pitch, a scribe for the city council, and one of the highborn, naturally.
Summoning a dignified demeanour.
I am also a member of the patrician guard, as any worthy burgher should be.
Yet you've tarnished your honour by accepting bribes and indulging in a drinking binge. Shameful. No, let's not. With lions like you among the city militia, I'm so sure Swordhaven has nothing to worry about. Oh, the sarcasm. We could slap him on the shoulder while he's drunk and say, or hung over, and say, "Ha, I like your shticks, Pilnar." Okay, we'll make a deep bow. My name is Gwyneth of the Lakes.
Pleasure, Gwyneth of the Lakes. I hope you don't think me a worthless malingerer. I did speak to all the involved parties, but with no result at all. It felt like I was banging my head against the castle wall, for dragon's sake.
Let's hope I meet with better luck then. Farewell for now. The patrician coughs awkwardly and takes a sip of his tea. Alright, we'll head back out into Smelter's Row and see if we can find this ironworker, who's usually found loitering down by the docks. I don't know where this lollygagging word came from. It appeared in Skyrim and everyone seemed to think it was normal if they were American. The rest of us are like, what are you talking about, guys? Okay, so he's not the ginger guy. This is a ginger fella. A broad-shouldered worker is drilling a hole into you with his unamused glare. Along with his impressive crown of red hair, this hints at an extremely fiery demeanour.
Wintercrest, you got a nice dress, lass.
We could not respond to this strange remark.
Wintercrest, you got a nice dress, lass.
Yeah, let's, ain't your lass, buddy? And he'll be like, I ain't your buddy, guy. We'll be like, we ain't your guy, friend.
You look rather snazzy yourself.
Are you trying to start something? I wouldn't if I were you. No, we can return a compliment.
Me? Snazzy? Nah, lass, get out of here.
Oh, I'm serious. You working lads don't give yourselves enough credit.
Stop! He waves at you. What you doing here, anyway?
Well, believe it or not, I'm looking for you.
Why's that, then? He grins salaciously. Do we know each other or something?
What were you doing the night Kaos's wine barrels were smashed? A hint of surprise enters his voice. That soak in the pub sent you, innit? Look, I have a alibi. Was working the Swordhaven docks that night, and every living soul there will back me up. Voodoo Kid says, I've had the misfortune of meeting quite a few dupesters in my life, and I don't think this fellow's one of them. Here, I'll give you a hand. I'm the only one on the crew with red hair, but I ain't the only red-headed geezer about. There's this dingy merchant down the marketplace. He shrugs. Maybe he did it. Well, why would he do that, though? How should I know? Go and ask him. Alright, well, wait, let me ask you something first. I've no apples for you. Yeah, forget about the apples, mate. What's your name? I don't know where the apples came in. He says, I'm Sarkanaj of Swordhaven. He glances down at the floor. The village I was born in is no longer there. Witnessed its dying breath myself, in fact. Oh, how did your village die? 'Twas the earth itself that did us in. Turned out the village founders picked a place with only a thin layer of good soil on top. Once that was spent, we was left with naught but dust, fertile as the salty sands. I see. Well, I suppose it's time for me to go. That's pretty sad, really. Watch your step round here, lass. Absolutely. I will watch my step around here and out of this particular location. Time to head back to the marketplace and inquire there as to what's going on. Fortunately, none of the locals have questioned why Kedarain is walking around in armour made from literal bones, and we should probably look to replace it with something more sturdy, if not too distant future. Let's go look for a ginger merchant. It's a man, not a woman, so it won't be this lady or this lady. He doesn't have a full head of hair. He looks pretty ginger. He's not. Okay, I think we found our man. Rutlaust the merchant. The red-headed merchant turns all smiles when he spots you approaching his stall. Welcome to Rutlaust Trade Goods Emporium. Here we'll find anything, everything an honest tradesman needs. Rest assured, everything on offer is strictly legal. What are you selling? I've got useful wares for any prudent housewife. He has glue. We're buying that. He also has steel, which is very expensive. A draw knife and some scissors. Which are running lowest? Scissors are about there. We have true draw knives already. You know what then? We take one of these. It's a fair price. And we've probably got things we can sell him. Like, oh, this brass ring. Or this silver ring. Wait, was the blacksmith giving higher prices? Was there a 22 there, or was it? I think I should keep this just as a sort of price index. Let's throw in some dice. Yeah, just a few things to help offset the price of the goods we're purchasing. There we go. Tell me if you need anything else. Well, then, riddle me this, Master Rutlaust. What were you up to on the night of the innkeeper's wine barrels being vandalised? Not this sorry buggery again. As I explained to your esteemed colleague, Master Pilnvar, I was visiting my lady friend that night. He clasps his hands together, and the Patrician Guard confirmed it. Oh, you probably heard... say, oh, I didn't know that. Yes, I know that. You probably heard how my so-called colleague is spending his days at the bottom of a bottle. I can't trust her. Yes, I know that. Yet you're not convinced. He taps his chin with one finger. I'm telling you, Master Pilnvar has already cleared me. Besides, I'm not the only redhead in the neighbourhood. There's that roughneck on Smelter's Row for one, not to mention that lass I saw yesterday. What, a red-headed woman? Do you know her? No, it was right before dawn when I saw her, and only from the back, mind. He scratches his head. Her face eluded me. I can tell you the place, though. She was washing her hair in a pail outside the circus tent. I see. Interesting. Well, now that's what I call a lead. Thank you, at last. Yeah, do come again. Oh, I certainly shall. At some point in the future. When I have more wares to sell and you have more crafting tools for us. Let's... You know what? Here's someone we've done a good favour to. Alato gives you a friendly wave. Hello again! I was wondering, are there any redheads in your ensemble? Oh, there's one. Vavir, though I'd steer clear of her. She lowers her voice. I heard she's a troll and caught the clap after servicing a gang of sailors. Oof. There's the fox now. Surreptitiously glances toward a young woman in a white kerchief, strutting around like she owns the place. Well, thanks. We'll go have a word with her. Have fun. That's what circuses are for.
I'm on it.
Excuse me, lady. This slender woman wears a kerchief wrapped snugly around her head. She tilts her face away as you come near, feigning indifference, while her hand remains busy with some chore. Oh, a fine lady like yourself has no business fraternising with a lowly circus wench. Her lips curl into a teasing smirk as she abruptly fixes you with her gaze sharp, unwavering, and more than a bit coy. Folks say we're trouble, you know. We could say, if that's what the locals think, who am I to argue? The dragon teaches us that every soul is deserving of salvation, even those who stand me up on my birthday and break my heart. They're also deserving of forgiveness. It just takes a bit of time. I'm working on it. And if I'm really lucky, she's working on herself too. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The dragon teaches us that every soul is... Yeah. Get away from me, cursed creature, or stare her down. You know, yeah, the dragon teaches us that every soul is deserving of salvation. If you say so, sister. So, glancing over a big tent. I take it your circus will be staying in Swordhaven for a while, then? My circus? It's not really mine, she smirks. I just work here. And we ain't even in Swordhaven proper, are we? She glances at the high stone walls before lowering her gaze as if in regret. The city is currently closed, it seems. Do you know why? Something happened at the inn out here. She averts her eyes. I've no clue what, but the guards stopped letting folks into the city. Not that they'd let us in, anyway. Oh, I bet you could earn a pretty penny out here, though, even without having to go into the city proper. It depends. There's even more to be earned from the suckers. From the good villagers. The city dwellers have gotten too jaded. They've seen it all. But it's much safer here near the walls. The barbarians have been getting restless lately. Then there's the bandits and slavers. Even the barons wardens in the north are shaking people down more than usual. You know, I intend to get into Swordhaven. Good luck. Truly, she lowers her gaze. You know, I heard there's a fiery red-headed lass working from the circus. I urgently need to speak with her. That gives the girl a pause. However, she quickly bounces back, an uncertain smile blossoming on her round face. It's urgent, eh? Furrows her brow. I know who you speak of, but she ain't as open to strangers as I am. What's it all about? We could say it's about the night the innkeeper's wine barrels were demolished. That's likely to put her on edge defensively. I'd rather talk to her in person, so she can take us to this individual, or reveal herself to be either one that Alata blatantly pointed out. We could try and use our pathetic intimidation skills, or just say, come to think of it, I've never seen your hair. And likely you won't. I haven't had a chance to wash it lately with all this busy work. It'd be vulgar to parade with my greasy mane in front of the good townsfolk. Oh, I don't believe that. The merchant says he saw you washing your hair. She winces as if you pinched her nose. What merchant saw me? What are you getting at? Ooh, you know exactly what I'm getting at, don't you, little girl? I'm so tired. With a shake of her head, she lets her long hair fall free. Yes, my locks are as red as Shirt's eyes. Happy? I'm pretty sure Fatty and the Smelter Gang had it all rosy until a bucket of watered wine got spilled. Seems like she is definitely involved. And you know, earlier someone was saying it looked like there might be some AI art in this game. This portrait here looks a little like it might be AI art to me. I'm not certain though. It also looks like it could be human. Some of the cloth here on the front of the shirt seems too far forwards from the neck and even from the face. So in terms of perspective and lighting and focus, maybe it is human after all. We could shrug and say the garden needs someone to pin it on and you fit the description perfectly, but you are the one who did it, and it's more than enough to put you in the stocks. Hey, I'm not accusing you of anything. Not yet, at least. Tell me what really happened, or a man died because of your antics, the old watchman, and more could follow. Let's go with option 2 for now. Hey, I'm not accusing you of anything. Not yet, at least. Tell me what really happened. Let's get her side of the story, and then see what we're going to do about this situation. It wasn't my idea. Some fella hired me to do it. You wouldn't put a knife in shackles and parade it around, would you? Go find the fellow who dealt the blow. Don't punish the tool he used. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Go on. It wasn't that noble-looking gent in a... It was that noble-looking gent in a headband. I don't know. Mayhap you saw him at the inn. Perhaps we did and should have spoke to him then before... He's a charmer. A real one, mind. Unlike some. She looks away. Wonder who she's thinking about. He offered to help me with my predicament if I did a little lark on Kaus. A predicament, eh? I can't even describe the depths of the shit well I'm stuck in. Different kind of well. Sold by my own parents as a child, used for a concubine by that bearded ball of lard we call the ringleader. Ugh. She spits in disgust. I don't want to live the rest of my life like this. Do you know why that man wanted the wine barrels destroyed? I didn't ask and he didn't tell. But now I think of it, it was to put a bit of a squeeze on Swordhaven. Interesting, the Iron Conspiracy in the game's title. What did the stranger offer you for this? A means to leave this sorry life behind and start a new one. She rubs her thumb against her index finger. Money. Said he'd pay me once the heat dies down. Yeah, I know, a tenderfoot's mistake, but like I told you, he's a charmer and I really need the dinars. Did this charming fellow introduce himself to you? He said his name is Hadur, but I doubt that's true. I see. The man you spoke of, do you think he might still be at the inn? Nah, I spayed that fex kisser slinking out of there just before you showed up. Okay, so maybe it's not the fellow we saw in there and didn't speak to. Thought he was going out to buy something. Presents an almost apologetic look. But he likely kenned the noose that the noose is tightening round his neck and skipped town. Dragon, I'm such a sucker. We could say, yes, you are. Wily son of a fox. We'll get him next time. Oh, don't be too hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. And you know what? We do all make mistakes. Even me, right? Yeah, none of us are infallible. We go, whatever. Look, calm yourself down. I'll figure something out. So the guards will reward me. I wonder what it's all about. She mutters to herself. Come what may, I won't run. If they want to clamp me in the stocks, parade me naked through the city, or hang me upside down, it'll be just another shitty day in a shitty life. Gintar meditatively taps his chin. What do you think we should do, sister? There's scant reason to give her over to the guards now. Indeed, I'll take my leave of her. But if you decide to spare me, can we talk later? I think we maybe can.
Smooth.
Let's go speak to the guards. The gate guard is leaning on his red-plumed billhook. Aren't we past figuring out your situation? The gate is closed. Rent a room at the inn or something. Not so fast. I have news to report. Did you find the time to investigate that plight? Better than that, I found out who the real culprit is. Really? I'm chuffed to hear that. He doesn't quite sound convinced. Really? I'm chuffed to hear that. Okay, we can say, yeah, there's this circus girl, and we could put the blame on her, or say, look, there was this fellow staying at the inn, and we'll leave her out of it, because he's the person behind this, she's just the tool who got tricked into doing the job. You can bet your sweet bippy it's those no-good northerners causing trouble. The bastard's probably gone into hiding already, but we'll get him. We'll get all of them, Burger's honour. I'm sure Kaus and Lumger will stop their bickering now that the truth has been revealed. As for you, well done. The gates are open and I'll even waive the 3 dinar toll. Ah, well, thank you very much. We'll nod politely and take our leave. Welcome to Swordhaven. We won't be going into Swordhaven proper just yet. We've got a certain circus worker to go speak to. And there she is now. The red-headed circus minx appears to be swapping some of her sadness for hope. She smiles shyly. Oh, it looks like you didn't rat me out. Thanks. Truly. You're welcome. Yeah, but see now I can't stop thinking about why you did it. Were you hoping for something in return? I don't think she likes the idea of us wanting something in return. I doubt you'd have anything to give me. I'm sure I got a couple of ideas. A reward would be nice. What? No, look, you weren't the real culprit. That's right, and in any case, the fat pig pays us in scraps. Never mind the lectures about how we're one big carnival family. Ugh. So I've naught to pay you with. But, She takes a deep breath and blurts out, I was thinking of asking you for help. Hmm? Alright, well, you've got my ear. She beseeches you with teary eyes. I want out of this free-ring theatre so badly. Find a real job, maybe even go on an adventure. Please, she steps closer. As long as I'm alone and penniless, I'm bound to this place. Nova Draconia is dangerous, you know. You could say, yeah, alright, I suppose I can help you out. I can lend you a bit of coin if that's what you need. You can come with me, I'm an adventurer myself. I'm on an adventure myself. Oh, tough luck. Find yourself a husband or something, or... So, ask around. You don't need my help finding work. You would say, yeah, you know what, alright. You could come with me, you know. I'm on an adventure myself. I was hoping you'd say that, but if we part ways later, I need some stability in my life. A job, a home to return to. She bites one knuckle. But I suppose that's impossible. No one's going to hire me. People like our shows, sure, but we have a certain reputation around here. I see. Help me find a permanent place to stay, she winks at you. Then I or we can start planning for the future. Well, I suppose it's my duty to aid the meek. Very well. I'll help you. You're the best! The smile on her face bursts 2 dimples. Now, I was thinking about settling in Kaus's Inn. You know, serving drinks, sweeping floors, something to get me on my feet. Kaos is in, eh? That's pretty ironic. The cheery glow in her eyes fades. Yeah. I know I called Kaos a fatty, destroyed his stock and almost drove him to a war with the metalworkers, but he's not a bad fella. I'm sure he'll hire me. What's your name, by the way? I'm Vavir. She performs a playful curtsy. Well, glad to know you, Vavir. I'll say farewell for now. I'll stay out of mischief while you're gone. Promise. Let's hope that she does just that.
I'll do it.
And let's go see Kaos and see if we can get him to agree to this.
Okay.
Now let's... Yeah, here he is.
Forget about it.
Oh, come on, it's not that hard to talk to him, lady. She really didn't want to from out there. Kaos smiles broadly. Ain't you the one that resolved that whole farcical business and got the gates open again? Good job, I say. You know, the lass I know is looking for a job. Do you need someone to help with chores now and then? I am a man short right now. He shrugs. Who's the lass? Oh, girl from over at the circus. Red-headed lass. Carnival girl, eh? Well, if you're willing to vouchsafe for the girl, I'll give her a chance. There's always work needs doing around the inn, so whenever she's up for it, I'll find her a task. Oh, thanks, Kaos. I'll pass on the good news. Yeah, but I expect her to complete any chores I give her and do 'em well before frolicking away on some new adventure. I can't abide a slacker. Understood. So, she can turn up and work whenever she wants to, but she ain't allowed to leave till she's done all the jobs he sets her. Got it. That's a pretty reasonable arrangement, honestly. Let's go find the girl, and she's not wandering anymore. She's standing still, awaiting the news. Vavir flashes her pearly whites at you. Look who's back! You know, I bring good news. Kaos agreed to take you on. She hugs you. I can't imagine how much you've helped me. Oh, you can't imagine how much you've helped me. Yeah, he said he'd find you some work whenever you stop by. Now there's no reason you can't join me on my travels. Oh, that's just golden. Let's travel together. Fex, yeah, let's go. Alright, the road is calling. Oh, and I bet we'll earn so much coin on it. Well, I wouldn't focus so much on the coin, love. And here we have our final party member. Vavir.
I'm on it.
Let's see what level she's joined us at. She's joined us at level 3. A bit behind everyone else. But if we'd got everyone up to level 4, that was a long way up to level 4 for Kedarain, then maybe she would have joined at level 4. I don't know. She does have some skills. Let's see what she's got. Abilities first, then. She has Bullseye. So maybe she's supposed to do some archery. Let's see. Highest number skill I see is ranged weapons at 67 and 15 skill points. Okay. We have no one dedicated to using spears and polearms yet. And if we... let's see. Stay back. Forces them back 5 steps. Reach advantage. 3 extra steps. Reach deals 1 extra damage for every step of distance between you and the target. Okay. If we go for pushback for now, in which case, a bit of medicine, go a bit more pickpocketing, up to 52. Go 70. Oh, I just recognised the circus music. It's a barrel organ. You know what? She is sneaky. There we go. Now, Vavir could probably do with some equipment as well. And you'll notice now that Lyris is ever so slightly outside the 5 party member space, and that the party formations are still in groups of 5. And that Brother Gintar is now moved to in front of Voodoo Kid and beside Gwyneth in a more frontal position. So I was thinking for Vavir we make a crossbow. We should also get her some defensive gear. We do have some glue, but I have a bit of a plan on that front. So we're going to give her all the crossbow bolts. Voodoo Kid, you're going to have some work to do, pal. Ooh, we got 3 bog iron. What can we make with that? We should probably make a better mace for Brother Gintar. It won't do as much damage as his Slurium axe, but it will enable his mace skills once again. Okay. Let's head through the marketplace with our newfound companion and see what we can do to make her feel welcome in the party. And by welcome in the party, I mean not feeling massively under-equipped. Oh, there's a forge here as well. Excellent. So, if I want to make a crossbow body, there we go. And then if I want to make a crossbow, what's this? A hemp bowstring. Okay. So if we wanted... what's this? Composite crossbow. Okay. Wait. How do we make that? How do we get a composite crossbow handle? Do we need a higher skill? Also, yeah, almost definitely. Right. Well, let's make that crossbow, first of all. And then if we want to make ourselves a nice spear... let's go for a bog iron spearhead. Okay, that doesn't use very much. And how much do we need for a mace head? Oh, perfect! So we'll make that mace head and spearhead. And then we can make that spear. And that mace. And if we can get his crafting skill even higher, we can make chainmail, which could replace one of these leather doublets. So, mace. You take copper and go bog iron mace. Let's see, 3 to 7, 2, 3 to 8, 4. Yeah, so we're definitely selling off the copper mace in a while. Got a crossbow and a spear. Abilities. Oh, and what's she got? Wait, okay. Tricksterous. Deal no weapon damage. Armor piercing chance plus 25% for 1 turn. This action always succeeds. Okay. Oh, I can think of some places that would be quite nasty. Alright. Let's go make up something defensive for her. go for a quality reinforced leather doublet with metal bits on it so she can feel even more protected. Wait, that's not weapons, that's shields. Okay. As for shields, needs glue, needs glue. Needs 2 glue. And glue is rare enough as it is already. Right. Now. What happened? Where is it? Did I not? Why does he have it? Oh well. He didn't make it, did he? Bloody hell. Well, she gets a protective item. Let's see now. Do we have anything else? Well, we got some hats. Yeah, we can give her a hat. Protect her head. There we go. Cover up her red hair so that she doesn't feel like she's sticking out like a victim who everyone's going to point at and say, you committed the crime. Okay. I reckon...
Nice and smooth.
Let's go back to the forge proper, okay? That flashing icon bothers me. Oh! I know why it's flashing. Better? Better. Now she has ammunition.
Fine, I'll do it.
Lumger, Chief of Metalworkers, greets you with a reserved nod. Yeah, he's not thanking us for sorting this all out, particularly. Let's have a look at your wares. This is what I have to offer. Ooh. Now we're running a bit yeah, it is 22. Okay. Well then. Let's trade with him. And because these all stack, I know they're not as genuine as the note from a person would suggest. Right. What else can we sell here? Oh, yeah, diamond. Sure. No. No, 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 no. I had a better idea. This better idea said, get a better haggling skill, then come and ask for better prices. Then sell him the things. And we'll probably benefit a bit. It's part of a few more marbles. They're very pretty marbles. Look at all the lovely colours on them. Oh, yeah, they're quite nice. Shiny round beads beloved by children of all ages. All ages indeed. And you know what? We let Vavir into the party in spite of her red hair, not because of it. And we love her just as much anyway. It's all fine. Pickaxe. Oh. Yes, please. Let's get a pickaxe. It'll come in useful later on. I'm not sure which skill it would use. Durability 5. We might just be able to use it 5 times. There are places we will want to use pickaxes to dig for metal. And we may very well be visiting one or more of those places in the not too distant future. Like next episode. Oh, let's see. We don't need this. Could make some swords or daggers, I see. Maybe when our skill's a little better off. Oh, don't need a training bow either, do we? Okay, Vavir. This. Less armor, more armor piercing or damage. Let's have a look at that outer shop. Well, we definitely don't need the copper mace. We've just made one that is vastly superior in an ever so slightly kind of way. Alright. We will trade. And the pickaxe goes to you, my fine friend. Alright. He glances over his wares and back at you. Farewell for now.
May Ugin guide you.
Let's head back outside. And, I think, out of this episode. We've found a new friend.
Okay.
And she's got lovely red hair. There's no need to call her all the nasty names you call a ginger person. Oh. That's interesting. So our formation now sort of varies. Alright. Interesting. Well, in the next episode, I suppose we'll be looking for this missing worker. But I also want to be heading back to Grainhold and up to the ruins of Cresset Wall at some point. When I get to Grainhold, I'll also have reasons to go to some other places. When we return to Swordhaven, I'll probably want to speak to that elderly gentleman by the inn. And that will kick off a quest. When that quest is complete, we'll pretty much be up to the end of what I experienced in Early Access. So for now, I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. I'll say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone. See you all soon.